Good evening, everybody. If you would go ahead and turn to Galatians 5, we're going to start there tonight. Galatians chapter 5. So I ran out of the house without my glasses, so if you see me squinting, I'm just trying to see my notes here. So part of my job is I manage relationships with companies that we purchase software from. And part of that is I spend a lot of time on the phone with customer service trying to get issues resolved. And most of you have gotten those little surveys that they'll send you after you're on the phone with customer support, asking how your interaction was. And if I have time, I'll do those. And I was reading through the questions and wondering what kind of questions would be on a survey for a Christian interacting with somebody in the world, either a fellow Christian or just some stranger in the store, on the street, any place, at work, at school. What would be the questions that would be asked, and what would their responses be for our attitude towards them, the way we speak to them, the way we encourage them? So this survey that I was doing, the first question had a list of positive attributes and then check boxes next to each one. And it said, which of these attributes best describes your customer service representative? And it was like patience, how knowledgeable they were, how easily they were able to understand your issue. And you would check the ones that made sense. So what would be the attributes on the Christian interaction survey? So let's go to Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. So that's a pretty good list. And when you're having those interactions, are you thinking, I wonder what this person would check off for me? Would they check off kindness or patience or love? So when I interact with someone, let's say at the grocery store, the cashier, do I want to exude kindness and patience and love, or do I want to just get my stuff scanned and bagged and get out of there? The next question on the survey that I looked at was kind of the overall theme of the interaction. Was this person helpful to you? A yes or no question, pretty simple. If they were helpful at all, you just say yes. What would that second question be for us as Christians interacting with the world? If you would turn to 1 John chapter 4 and verse 7. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Well, I would say that second question is, did this person make you feel loved? So when you're interacting with people outside of your family or of the brethren, those places are easy to think about how much you love that person when you're interacting with them. When you're dealing with a family member or brethren or your children or even really close friends, you think in the back of your mind, I love this person. I want them to know I love them, no matter what the issue or interaction is. But a stranger, do you try to convince them that you love them based on your actions, based on your attitude, based on your tone of voice and the words you use? So I hope that we all strive to get a yes to that answer. Does this person make you feel loved? And then the last question was, would you want this person to help you again? If you could choose any customer service representative, would you choose this person to solve all your problems? So that third question on our Christian interaction survey, let's turn to Philippians 2, beginning in verse 5. In your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used in his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant. Being made in human likeness and being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. So that final question on our survey, our theoretical survey, is, did this person remind you of Jesus Christ? Did they exude the qualities that made Christ perfect and special? So all the interactions that you have, big, small, with familiar people and with strangers, there's always a survey attached. There's always an attitude that you exude. There's always love that either is there or isn't. And at the end of your life, God is going to evaluate your performance based on these surveys, based on the interactions that you have with the world, with other people, with yourself, interactions with Him. So maybe you're ready to dedicate your life to being like Christ, to chasing the yes to that final question. If you're ready to make that decision, then we can help you tonight. If you have made that decision, but your survey results have been not so positive lately, then you can recognize your mistakes. We can pray with you and for you, and you can be cleansed and set anew. If there's anything we can do to help you with these things, please let it be known as we stand and sing.